Hello, friends. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I am perplexed. I have sat here and I was moving stuff around and I have literally lost a thing of makeup and it is like vanished into thin air. So weird. Anyway, hop on, say hi. If you're new, welcome. Drop the word new and tell us where you are tuning in from. I would love to know. Oh, my name is Shelby Ray. I am 54 and we're going to talk about cream foundation versus powder foundation because I get so many questions about these two and what the difference is. So I thought I would do a whole live about it. So that is what we are going to do today. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Happy Wednesday, my friend. All right, let me get this. Not that. Always hit the wrong button. Thank you. Deborah's always so sweet. She is always sprinkling my live out, and I appreciate it so much. If you would, please sprinkle me out amongst your friends and family. There we go. It helps me out so much. Okay. Here we go. Let me get my drinks together real quick. I haven't done my trim fit yet, y'all. Maybe that's what the problem is. I don't have my mental focus. I am literally just dumbfounded that it looks just like this and it is like vanished into thin air. It is so weird. How's your weather, Deborah? Ours is yucky. I need sunshine in my life. If this is truly what Seattle, Washington is like, I couldn't live there. Oh, I need sunshine. I feel like I haven't seen it in so long. Okay. Put that up. Take my little probiotic right quick. All right, so here's your question for today. Do you wear cream foundation or do you wear powder foundation? And it's yucky everywhere. And when you tell me which one you wear, tell me why you like it. That is like a little pixie stick. It's so good. Okay. Cream versus powder. Y'all, I wish my hair would actually stay like this. It's air drying. But the more it dries, the more frizzy it gets. Yes, we need sun in our lives. All right, so Deborah likes both. There we go. Y'all know I love my powder foundation. It is my favorite, but I'm going to show you both today. I'm going to put my eye cream on right quick. We do have a new eye cream that is even better than this one that I would buy in the 55-gallon drum. The difference is instead of having caffeine in it, it has ginseng, which is even better than caffeine for under your eyes. It still has sodium hyaluronate, vitamin E, vitamin C, all the good stuff. And it has a little ceramic applicator at the end. So basically it's going to look like, mine is not here yet. You know, me and my mailman have this love-hate relationship, and I think I love him more than he loves me. I never can get my stuff on time. Anyway, anywho, it is like having this and this together. and then it just comes out, and it's ceramic, and it's cold, and it's super good for underneath your eyes, and that's what it is. Instead of in this little tub like this. So, if you're interested in skincare, just drop the word skincare, and I'll send you over the info for that. All right. I always put my primer on first, no matter which foundation I use. Always use primer. Primer is what is going to settle into fine lines, wrinkles, pores, all the things you do not want your foundation to settle in, okay? I am a huge, huge lover of primer, and I think it makes such a difference. It just smooths everything out. It also is going to help your foundation last longer as well. So it's got lots of good stuff in there. And you want to let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? That's one of the biggest struggles I think everybody has with foundation application, no matter which foundation you use. You know, you want to moisturize and put serums on, and then primers, and then your foundation or whatever. And if you don't let each one absorb and kind of dry and do its thing before you do the next step, that's where you get this breaking of foundation and cakiness and all of that, because it just kind of, it becomes mud, and then each one doesn't know what to do. So you want to wait a couple of minutes between each one to make sure that it absorbs and that it's dry and that we're good to go. And if you want to speed up the process, you can take a little, my little fan, which is over there, and do that. Okay. So powder versus cream foundation. I love both, but I love the powder more. And I didn't know that I could really say that at 54, because normally when you get to a more mature age, once we get to where we do have more fine lines, wrinkles, all of that, I always say that I'm never going to give up my makeup. I'm just going to learn to apply it different ways. Okay. So that's what we had to do. And I never thought I could wear powder, except I have this powder, which is made with shea butter. It does not have any talc in it, which means it's not going to dry. It's not going to break up. It's not going to get cakey, and it's not going to get down in my fine lines, wrinkles, pores, all of that. It's going to be the most smooth, silky looking, flawless foundation. I am obsessed with this foundation. Okay. Now, I do have the cream foundation, which I absolutely love as well. The reason I love it, one, again, very hydrating, okay, which is what we need as we age. We need more hydration. Two, it takes very little to get a full coverage. Actually, if you use too much of the cream foundation, you won't like it, because it's just too much. Your face won't absorb it. It won't do what it's supposed to do, and you won't like it. Number 3, it is so weightless. Both of these, I feel like there's nothing on my face at all when I have these on. And both of them have a 16-hour wear, and you don't have to reapply them. So long lasting, all of that. Here's the difference. If you want a more glowy, dewy look, then the cream foundation is probably what you're going to go toward. If you want a more matte look, then the powder foundation is what you will probably go toward for that. Both of them will give you this beautiful glow, but in different ways. Okay. But neither one of them are going to look like you're standing in a spotlight, okay? They're both great coverage and all that. I'm actually going to start with the cream foundation. And I think the brush that you use to apply these make a huge difference. So I recommend a Kabuki brush, which is a flat foundation brush. It's kind of dense, okay? But it's flat on top. And you're going to want to tap some foundation on there and then start tapping it onto your face. Again, this cream foundation, it takes very little for coverage. And if you put too much on, you won't like it. And I did that in the very beginning when I first got it. I was like, ooh, it feels good. It's a dewy finish, which is what I like. But when I put too much of it on, it was like, ooh, too much. So I'm going to do this half of my face. I'm going to do with the cream foundation. If you're hopping on, say hi. If you're new, welcome. Drop the word new and tell us where you are tuning in from. I would love to know. Also, tell me whether you use cream foundation or powder foundation and why you use the one you use. Why do you like it? All right, I'll always start from the inside and work my way out with any foundation. And also, if you notice, I am tapping the foundation on instead of swirling it around. It's going to give you a much lighter coverage and it's going to look more natural that way. Now, when I get down to my neck, I go up and down like that and into onto my ear because you want to make sure that you have that coverage. But look at that already. And I mean, I barely have any on. I look like I got scratched in the middle of the night. What is up with that? I will tell you, if you have oily skin, like really oily skin, then the cream foundation probably won't work as well, okay? That has what my clients have told me, that if they have more oily skin, it just didn't work out as well, and they went to the powder. But if you have dry skin, if you have combination skin, if you have slightly oily skin, this cream foundation, they love. And I love it. But look how I mean, I barely have any on. That's what is my favorite thing about foundation, because I don't want to feel like I have a lot of foundation on. I don't want it to feel heavy at all. So the less I can put on and get the effect that I want, the better off I am. Okay, so that is the cream foundation on that side. Now we're going to do powder foundation. On the powder foundation, you want a more dense, wider foundation brush. I like this little short one, and because I can control it. We're going to do it the same way. We're going to work from the inside and go out. So I'm going to get a little bit of the powder on there. And again, tapping it on and working my way out. I don't have any concealer on whatsoever. All I have on is my eye cream and then the mattifying primer. You can certainly use concealer with both. Hey, Dana, how are you? Both of them are completely buildable, which means that you can continue to add on as much as you like and feel like you need. Okay. Let me get my neck. Never forget your neck. You didn't miss a whole lot. Okay. This side is the cream foundation. I applied it with a kabuki brush. Very light coverage. Work your way out and tap as you go. And this side, I am doing the powder foundation. You are right on time, sister. Both of them are very, very hydrating. Both of them give you a very flawless finish. I also like to, I am a very messy person when it comes to makeup. So I feel like I can be kind of messy with these. Okay. Powder. You still get a glow. Okay. You still get that brightness because remember, as we age, our skin starts to dull. So you do want a more, you want some brightness in your face. You don't have to do fully dewy finishes, but you don't want to go completely matte anymore. Like we used to do in our 20s, 30s, even in our early 40s. So at 54, I have dull skin, so I need to brighten that up. And so when the light reflects, it's just going to give you that more glow and more brightness. But I don't look like, if you saw my post this morning talking about the disco ball, you don't look like you're standing under a disco ball, right? It's just a beautiful shine. So this is the powder versus the cream, which gives you a more dewy finish. It's still not super, super bright, okay? It's just a little bit more of a dewy finish, but see how the light reflects off of those? And I don't have anything on under there other than my primer. So which one do y'all like? Do you like the cream better? Or do you like the powder better? Hydrating, very lightweight. Both of them last 16 hours. Both of them will not cake. They don't split. They don't break. You don't have to reapply them during the day. It really comes down to the type of skin you have, because if you're super, super oily, you're probably not going to like the cream foundation. Okay. But with that said, I do have some of my ladies that use it that have slightly oily skin, and they love it. But the ones that have really oily skin didn't like the cream foundation and went back to the powder. So that brings me to this point. If you wanted to try one of the foundations, you can try them completely risk-free. So let's say you get it, you don't love it. Oh, thank you. But you don't love it and you want to trade it for the other one, or you just want to get your money back, you get a full refund. All you have to do is let me know and say, girl, I just didn't love it. And that's okay. That's okay. All of us don't like everything, right? And that is totally okay. So never be worried about, oh, I got to message her and tell her that I really don't like her love of this foundation. That's why we're here, for you to try it out and do all the things. But it's a love it guarantee. So you either love it or you get your money back. So there's no risk involved in that. So I wanted to let y'all know that as well. I like both. I'm just really partial to the powder. It's the one I wear the most often and the one I love. I will throw on just a little bit of mascara. I'm not going to do eyeshadow, lips, or anything. I am truly here just to answer your questions about foundation. And this is the #1 question I get, the difference between the cream foundation and the powder foundation. So I think it really comes down to your skin type and how you want it to feel on your face. To me, the powder foundation is much easier to apply only because if you use too much of the cream foundation, you're not going to like it. I'll just be completely honest with you about that. If you put too much of this on, you won't like it. It's almost like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it's going to sit on top of your skin and not, kind of like not absorb or whatever if you do too much. Because they're both made with natural ingredients. They're both chemical free, no parabens whatsoever. Vegan, gluten free, all the things. I just had to throw on a little bit of mascara just so I don't look so washed out. But yeah, that's the biggest difference between the two. If you apply too much of the cream, you're not going to like it, but you just kind of back off and don't apply as much. You can still put concealer underneath it. You can still put concealer on top of both, all the things. That was, if you just hopped on, when I first hit the live button, I was literally sitting right here, and I have lost one of the foundations, which is the lighter one to the cream, because what I personally do, instead of using a liquid concealer like this, which I love, okay, I love this concealer, I've never been a big concealer person. So what I do personally is I take my favorite foundation, whichever one that is, either the cream or the powder, and I get it in a much lighter shade. And I even dropped and broke this one. Y'all, I am a hot mess this week. Completely. But I take this lighter shade of the powder foundation or the cream, and I put it exactly where I would put a concealer. But again, it doesn't have any talc in it. It's made with shea butter, which means it's hydrating. And it's not going to break, crease, or get into fine lines or wrinkles. And then I just make sure that the outside of that is blended, and there you go. So now I have that brightness underneath my eye, just like a concealer would do, but it's in the same form. It's just in the powder foundation as a lighter color. So there you go. That's my favorite thing to do. And I'm telling you, I have this in the lightest shade, and y'all, it is like vanished into thin air. I don't know what happened to it, but I do the same thing with it. So I just put a lighter one underneath there. And when you use the same medium like that, like powder or cream, I think it does much better instead of doing a concealer and then a foundation on top of that concealer. Because you've got too many ingredients, I think they fight one another, and that's just my personal opinion. So if you have a problem with a concealer breaking underneath your foundation, it doesn't matter what brand you use. I'm just saying this as a general statement. If you have that problem, try whatever your foundation you love. Try that in a lighter, much lighter shade, and use that lighter shade as your concealer and see if that helps. That's just a little tip from me to do your concealer that way, especially as we age, because our skin is weird. Our whole bodies are weird. We're just become very beautiful weirdos. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. We become beautiful weirdos. All right, my friends. If you have any other questions, you can certainly drop them here, especially if you watch this on the replay, or you're always welcome to message me directly. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. I love doing lives like this. If there are any products or any applications that you struggle with, or you want me to show, or anything like that, you can certainly request for me to do that, and I would love to do it for you. All right. So happy Wednesday, my friends. If you're in my area, try to stay dry. We have been rained for 2 days, and stay warm wherever you are. I love you so much, and have a great day. See you next time.